Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second installment of our webinar series. Uh, this one is a shorter webinar. It's only 30 minutes, so I'm going to be very mindful of time. I also know that many of you, perhaps all of you, have to attend the regional town hall, which starts at 12:30 Singapore time. So you may need a little bit of time to prepare for that. So let me go in straight away. So today what we are going to talk about is gratitude, and it's called by many as the greatest attitude. It's something that is very simple, but something that is often neglected when we think about ourselves, when we think about our lives, particularly when we are thinking about crisis and resilience. And why gratitude is important, I'm going to share with you in a moment. But before that, let me start off with a quote which says that acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for abundance. This is a very important quote because human nature and human psychology is actually wired for what is called the negativity bias, which basically means that for survival reasons, our brains are wired to focus on the negatives first and the positives later. And because of that kind of wiring, very often we are blind, or we ignore, or we neglect the good things that are already going on around us. And so gratitude brings that to the surface, and that is what we are going to try and do today. I'd like to start with a short presence practice, no more than maybe 5 minutes at the most, maybe 3 minutes if I can do it, just so that we are all grounded, we are all centered, and it also gives a couple of more minutes for other people who are joining in. So as you are now familiar, I invite all of you to sit comfortably in your chairs, both feet firmly planted on the floor. Your spine is erect, your neck and shoulders are relaxed, your palms are on your knees, facing up or facing down, whatever is comfortable. The foundation of presence is a relaxed body. Scan your body once from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes, and relax each and every body part as you scan. When the body is so relaxed, your attention automatically goes to your breath. Just observe your steady, natural, normal breath. As you inhale, your abdomen will rise. As you exhale, your abdomen will fall. Nothing else to do, just observe your breath. The second signal of presence is a clear, calm, quiet mind. Bring your attention to the screen of your mind. Notice what programs and apps and scripts are running there right now. And when you have sufficient distance, you can simply shut down those apps and scripts one by one. Do it kindly, do it gently, do it firmly, and restore your mind to its pristine condition. Clear, calm, quiet. The third signal of presence is an open heart. I invite you to bring your attention first to your physical heart. Experience it thumping away in your chest. And then your emotional heart, the place from which we connect, we engage, we relate with other people. And see if you can open that emotional heart and establish a heart-to-heart connect with everybody who is on the call. We are getting together for the second time, so energetically we are more familiar with each other now. See if you can find that connection. The fourth signal of presence is your sensitive sonar. Send out your senses into the environment. Make them very acute, very receptive, so that you can pick up everything that's going on around you. Be fully context aware. The last and final signal of presence is energetic induction. Become aware of your energy field and slowly expand it to include everyone on this call, perhaps everyone in your home as well. Notice what it feels like to include and to be included. I'll call out the 3 affirmations and you can say them aloud wherever you are. I have nothing to defend. I have nothing to promote. I have nothing to fear. The only reality of this moment is that I am here now. I am here now. Please settle into that sweet spot of pure presence and make a strong intention to hold this state of presence for as long as you can, definitely through the next 25 minutes, and if possible, for even longer, hopefully through the entire day, so that you can experience the day from this state of presence rather than be distracted or rather than be confused or rather than be fuzzy in any way. So, with that intention, please open your eyes. You can rub your hands, back of your palms, your arms, your legs, your torso, your back, your scalp, your face, and we are ready to go. Thank you for participating and welcome once again. Just to remind you of the guidelines of all our webinars, remember that the focus is you. It's not your work persona, it's you as an individual. Please use the chat box for comments and questions. Please bear with us as we try some new cool apps. Please be patient if there are call drops and tech glitches. And not to forget that we are operating by Vegas rules, which means that whatever is shared in this group will remain in this group. What I'd like to do, I'm going to stop sharing for a while. What I'd like to do is to remind everyone that I had sent you a sheet, a worksheet, which had the 4 C's. I don't know how many of you have been able to actually reflect on that worksheet on the 4 C's. So those of you who have been able to do so, I invite you to just type in the chat box whatever insights may have come to you, just 1 or 2 insights that may have come to you by reflecting on control and commitment and challenge and cooperation. So just want to get a quick check of who was able to spend some time on it and what were any insights that came through. So I'll give you a minute to just type into the chat box, please. Please go ahead. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Sulina. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you, I. Yes. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Shelve. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Sam. Chloe, the question is if you have managed to do any reflection on the 4Cs worksheet which I sent you, can you please capture your insights, one or two insights that came to you as you reflected and you did that worksheet? Can you please capture that in the chat box? That's the question. Thanks, Serena. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Mamata. Thank you, Chaibu. Thank you, I. Yes, how to shift focus drastically. Thank you, Fen. And thank you, Jordan. Yes, for many of us, our focus is on security right now. Security physically, security health-wise, security psychologically, and so on. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm glad that you had the opportunity to reflect and you had some useful insights and that you were willing to share those insights with us. I'd like to move on now to the main topic of today's uh, webinar, which is gratitude. I hope everyone can see my screen. So very quickly, we all know what gratitude is, but if we were to try and define it, um, it would not be so easy. Fortunately, gratitude is, again, like resilience, one of those subjects that has been researched extensively. There is really good quality, high quality research available on gratitude. I will share a few pieces with you. So the definition of gratitude is simply this: it's a feeling of wonder, thankfulness, and appreciation for life. I'll repeat that. It's a feeling of wonder, thankfulness, and appreciation for life. So all those three dimensions are important. There is an element of wonder and awe. There is an element of thankfulness, which is to give thanks to for everything that we have. And there is an appreciative quality, which is a kind of a mindset or a kind of an orientation that we can bring. So all of those three things make up gratitude. So here is some research on gratitude itself. First of all, gratitude has been found to be one of those core strengths. In other words, it is a strength which builds other strengths and other positive emotions. So it is like a foundation, or it's like a platform, or it's like a core that we can develop. No, in the last session, we talked about hardiness and heartiness. And gratitude is one of those ways in which we can immediately feel heartfully connected. You know, when we in the presence practice, we talk about opening the emotional heart and connecting at a heart level. Gratitude helps us to do that very easily. It has been shown to make us feel more loving, more caring, more forgiving, and less selfish, which means that ultimately gratitude leads to improved relationships. And how important that is in our normal times, and certainly during times of crisis, and when we are going to get back to work, how we are going to rely on those relationships to bring the business back on track with our clients, with our partners, with our peers in different parts of the world, etc. So gratitude has a very important role to play in relationships. And for our purpose right now, gratitude also contributes to greater resilience in tough times, because in a way it gives you the counterbalance to all the challenges that you're facing. So it's like basically saying that if I can count all the challenges on my left hand, and I can count all the things that I'm grateful for on my right hand, it gives me a certain kind of a balance as a counterweight to whatever I'm feeling. And that's how it contributes to greater resilience. People ask the question, well, why is gratitude important, particularly in business? And I used to ask this question too. And after I saw a video, I'm going to share the link of that video very soon, I learned something very, very, very important. That there is excellent research to show actually that gratitude contributes to happiness, and happiness contributes to success. Now, this is counterintuitive, I know, for many of you. It was counterintuitive for me as well, because I used to always assume that success would lead to happiness. And if I'm happy, then I can be grateful. But actually, it's the other way around. That gratitude leads to happiness, and happiness leads to success. So if you want to learn more about this, uh, this is the video I highly, highly recommend. It's called The Happiness Advantage. It's a TED talk. I think it's about 20 minutes by a guy called Sean Acker. So you may want to make a note of it, or I can put that into the chat window later. Please do have a look at this video, and he explains exactly why this equation is important for us to keep in mind. It's also useful to bear in mind that we all want to be more productive, whether we are working from home or whether we are working from the office or whether we are on the road and traveling. We all want to be productive, and we know that there are certain productivity tools. But when these productivity tools have actually been measured and monitored, something surprising comes up. So I'm going to share a graph with you, and I'll explain the graph. So basically, there are different activities here, and we can see which activities contribute to higher productivity. So for example, tracking your own time, making better to-do lists, having a structured calendar, prioritizing your tasks. And you can see the extent to which each of these activities improves productivity. But lo and behold, when you see the one on the right-hand side, on the extreme right, being happy at work, that contributes to productivity more than all of the other activities combined. So when you really think about it, if we are happy, if we are fulfilled, if we have a sense of excitement, enthusiasm, and joy in our work, then that is going to be the biggest contributor to productivity. And so if we know that gratitude contributes to happiness, then we know that happiness contributes to productivity, and we know that productivity contributes to success. So there is a clear and distinct link between gratitude and productivity and success. Here is another one which I love. This I found unbelievable, but it is true. It is well researched. So here what is being done is that there is a measurement of happiness under two conditions. One condition is when somebody wins the lottery, what happens to their happiness levels? And the second condition is when someone starts keeping a gratitude journal. So you can see on the horizontal axis, you've got the number of months, and on the vertical axis, you have the increase in happiness. So you can actually see that if you win the lottery, which is the orange line, your happiness shoots up and then slowly declines until at the end of 6 months, it's only a marginal increase. But if you actually keep a daily gratitude journal, what you see is that the happiness levels of people who maintain a gratitude journal not only go up, but they remain up over a 6 month period. So, unbelievable but true that displaying gratitude in some ways is better than winning the lottery. So, this brings me to the activity that I want to conduct. And the activity, I'm going to preface it by a very short 2-minute videos, because my friend Nitya Shanti explains this better than I ever can. So the activity is called Lotus of Gratitude. And after we see the video for 5 minutes, we will do the practice ourselves. So let me just stop my sharing. I'll go to the video and then I will share again. I'm also sharing the computer sound so that you can hear the audio. Here we go.
I'd like to talk about a very simple practice which we can do every morning when we wake up. I call it the lotus of gratitude. Now, as you know, a lotus grows out of the mud. And the quality of the lotus is that when the sun shines on it, it starts to slowly blossom, slowly open. And each time it opens, it reveals another inner layer of even more delicate, even more beautiful petals. Each layer is more beautiful than the next. So in this practice, you wake up in the morning, you sit in bed, and you put your 10 fingertips together, close to your heart. And what you'll do is, you will start thinking of all that's beautiful, all that's really supporting you in your life. Could be people, could be situations, could be qualities, could be learnings, could be anything. And each time you think of something, you will open one of your fingers like a layer of petals. And you will inwardly say, I'm so thankful. And then think of something else. And inwardly say, I'm so thankful. And like this, petal after petal after petal. And go on to open all the 10 fingers. And as you open the 10th finger, bring both your hands on your heart. And feel truly blessed. Feel like the luckiest, most supported, most loved person in the world. Most fortunate being in the world. Like the favorite child of the universe. And feel truly like you're sitting right in the middle of a big, fragrant lotus. Your whole life is like a lotus field of gratitude. And that's a simple practice we can start our day with. We could even end our day with that practice. And in this way, what we focus on expands. If you start your day focusing on what's right, celebrating what's right in your life, you start finding throughout your day you see more, you notice more, you enjoy more, you appreciate more the simple blessings that are already here. So try this simple practice of the lotus of gratitude. May you make every day a more grateful, a more beautiful day.
So I'm stopping the sharing of my screen and I'm going to turn on my video. Why can't I see the video? Yeah, so what I would like to guide you through now is exactly the same practice that Nitya showed us. So what I would like everyone to do is I would like everyone to close your eyes, and just like he showed us, I would like you to bring the 5 fingers of your palms, of your right and left palms together, and bring them close to your heart. Your eyes are closed. What I will do is I will guide you through the first 5 steps of gratitude, and then I will give you maybe a minute or so to blossom the next 5 pieces of gratitude that you want to communicate. So let's begin. Bring your fingers together, bring them close to your chest, close your eyes, take 1 or 2 deep breaths, and as I'm going to say the first five, please open like I'm doing each of the petals of the lotus, starting with your right hand, and then you can go to your left hand. So let's begin. I'm grateful to be alive. Open the first petal. I'm grateful to be loved and supported. Open the next petal. I'm grateful that my basic needs are met comfortably. Open. I'm grateful that my body, mind, and spirit are reasonably healthy. And number 5, I'm grateful that I'm together with all of you, learning and developing myself. Now I'm going to give you maybe 30 seconds or a minute so that you can express gratitude for 5 more things that are true for you right now. Please go ahead. You can say them aloud or you can say them silently to yourself. Please express gratitude for 5 more things. And when you're done, bring both your palms, put them on your heart, as Nitya showed us. And allow yourself to feel blessed. Allow yourself to feel loved and supported. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you wish to feel. It's all valid. It's all wonderful right now. When you're ready, you can drop your palms, open your eyes, and again, what I request you to do is just take a few seconds and type into the chat box, what was that 5-minute gratitude experience like for you? Had you done something like it before? What did you feel? What are you feeling right now? So just go ahead and type into the chat box. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Chaibut. Thank you, Mamta. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Nuvi. Thank you, Shavan. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Sumyati. Thank you, Ai. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Kiran. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Uh, just one more thing I would like you to, a little bit of homework that I want to give you, but I think you're going to enjoy this. So let me tell you what it is before we close. I'm sharing my screen again. I would like each one of you to think of one person that you are really grateful to. Somebody who has contributed to your life in a substantial way. Somebody who has maybe even transformed you. Somebody who has really put you on a growth path. Somebody you really are grateful to. Now, this has to be a real person. It must be somebody you are not in regular touch with. Maybe you've lost touch, or maybe they live in a different city or a different country. I don't know. Maybe you're not in, maybe you stopped writing to them or stopped calling them, you've lost their number, something like that. And he or she must be still alive. So I don't want you to think of a person who has passed away. I want you to think of a person who is still alive and contactable if you make a little bit of effort. So, for example, it could be your spouse, it could be a partner, it could be a parent, a sibling, a child, a grandparent, a relative. Maybe it's a teacher from school or from university. Maybe it's your doctor. In my case, it was my doctor. Maybe it was your boss, a colleague, a peer, a team member, an enabler, a role model. It could be any one of these, right? So I hope you can think of one such person who meets these criteria. You're not in touch with them regularly, and he or she is still alive and contactable. It could be any one of these categories or somebody else you think about. And so here's what you have to do. I want you to call and thank them by this weekend. Okay? If you have their number, fantastic. Just pick up the phone, call them, and thank them. Express your gratitude. If you don't have their number, find it. Use Facebook, use social media, use your WhatsApp groups. Find them, contact them, and thank them. And if you want, you can send me an email about how the experience was. Or maybe when we meet next time, I'll ask you to share how you felt and how that person felt when you actually called and thanked them. So that's your little homework. For next week, we are going to meet at 12 p.m. Singapore time, next Friday, the 15th of May. That will be our third installment. And I'm going to send you the link by email for you to take the free holistic health questionnaire. I will send you the link so you don't have to worry about copying it now. It's a 30-minute questionnaire that you have to take privately. You will get your individual report, and we will have a quick discussion next time in our next session on this holistic health questionnaire. So I don't think we have time for any questions. So I'm going to stop my sharing. And again, those of you who need to leave, you're welcome to leave. I'm going to look at the two questions and I will reply to them. But just wanted to thank everyone for joining. And I look forward to seeing all of you again on Friday. Those of you who want to stay on and hear the answers to the questions, I'm happy to do so. Okay, so Sarina has asked the question, how to be happy when you're sad, upset, and stressed? It's a great question, Sarina. And actually, to transform your mindset from sad, upset, and stressed directly to become happy is not easy. It's actually very, very hard. And we can't pretend. So, the via media, how to get from a stressed mindset to happy, the middle point or the stepping stone or the via media is gratitude. So even if you're sad, even if you're upset, even if you're stressed, if you can find one or two or three small things that you can be grateful for, you've taken a step towards being happy. So gratitude is a very good first step, but there are many other tools and techniques as well. There are some very powerful applications available. So if you want to just send me an email separately or privately, I will give you some tips and I'll point you to some resources that you can actually put into practice. But the first step, the one that I've taught you today, the simplest one, is to be grateful. Um, Chaibut has asked the question, does the world we are here now come from people who think for the future and not stay in presence? And if all people stays present, do we have the world like today? Wow, what a fantastic question. The answer, Chaibut, is very simple. That the truth is that most people are not present. The majority of people are not present. They are operating from a place of ego. They're operating from a place of pain. They're operating from a place of wounding. And because of that, the world is in the sorry state that it is in today. I really wish and I hope and pray that more people find presence and more people find compassion. And through presence and compassion and gratitude, hopefully the future will be better than what we have seen. Preeti has asked the question, how do I align the current stress of business and feel the gratitude? I know some decisions will impact people negatively, some things beyond control, maybe. Yes, Preeti, that is true. That as leaders, we have the tough job of making some of these tough calls, whether it's about the business, whether it's about resources, and so on. But while we are doing that, as I said, on one hand, we have to make all these tough decisions. On one hand, we have to experience all the negative emotions. But on the other hand, there are things that are working for us. So the practice of gratitude is not to eliminate the stuff that is difficult, but it is actually to counterbalance it with the things that are going well for you. So I would say that if you only have to do one, then it creates a lot of pressure. But if you have enough on the other side to be grateful for, you will be still able to make the tough decisions and not let yourself come under too much pain and stress. Anonymous attendee says, I write a gratitude journal most nights. I still feel stressed and unhappy through most of the day. Does that tie in? Interesting. I don't really know the answer to that question. I would like to hear more. If you would like to email me in private, and or if you'd like to have a conversation about this, I'm happy to help you process uh, what is going on. But I'm afraid I don't think I can answer this question directly right here. Um, Deepika has made a comment that resilience, gratitude, other softer skills are so critical to leadership, but they are never part of our KPIs. The sheet is always so number driven. How can we make this a regular practice at work? I think it's a great point, Deepika. And I would like to see all our KPIs being a combination of hard and soft stuff. Not just resilience and gratitude and personal skills, but even things like values and even things like business culture and so on. So yes, this is an area that I think perhaps you need to take up with your leadership with your HR leader and to see how you can find a way to have a more balanced KPI structure. Let me see. Uh, yeah, Jordan has asked the question, what about an ex-girlfriend? It might be hard. Yes, I'm sure that it might be hard, but who knows, if there is something really worth mentioning to your ex-girlfriend about something that she has contributed to your life, who knows, it might be worth doing. Sometimes it is helpful to even do that. Let me see what else there is. Makes me see blessing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I think I've gone through everything. Anju, is there anything more that I need to address?
Yes, there is one more question, I think, that had come in under the
Okay.
Q&A.
I tried a gratitude. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's right.
I tried a gratitude journal before for a time. It got boring as I was repeating myself every time. Stopped doing it. Any advice? I don't know exactly what to say about that, because maybe what has happened is, as you say, that it's become repetitive and it's become, it's the same things over and over again. So maybe it's really about expanding your scope or expanding your perspective to find new things, new people, new situations, new events to be grateful for. And again, Serena, if you send me an email, I'll send you some resources on people who have done this very successfully. They've been doing it for many years. Maybe there is a tip there that you could also potentially use. Okay, so it's almost 9:45. So I think time to call it a day. And I hope many of you will be going for the next town hall that is starting. So thank you, everyone. Namaste. See you next Friday. Bye now.
Thank you. Thank you.